Hello everybody, Jackie at Aerial Bliss. I'm here with an hour-long sequence combining pole dancing floor work, which I taught for a decade, and yoga, which is what I'm currently focusing on. All right, so let's roll out our mats and get ready to start. Find yourself a comfortable seated position. Maybe close the eyes. Take a minute. Center in on what we're about to do, this fun-filled pole floor work yoga fusion, and leave all the cares of the world off the mat. One more big breath here. All right, if your eyes are closed, I invite you to open them back up. We'll start with some gentle neck stretches. Let's take our chin down to our chest, letting the back of the neck be long. From here, let's slowly roll our right ear over to that right shoulder. Okay, then we're going to roll back through center as we take the left ear over to the left shoulder. All right, let's roll back through center and bring our head up to neutral. From here, let's take our hands out to the sides. Exhale, reverse the twirl, bring the arms back down. Keep going with your own breath. Let's do one more. Beautiful. From here, let's go into some seated side stretches. We'll inhale the right arm up. Exhale as we reach to the left. Inhale, switching arms. Exhale, left arm reaches to the right. Keep moving and flowing with your own breath. We're just warming up here. Getting some flexion in our spine. Side flexion. Okay, last round. Back to center. From here, let's take it into some twists. Bring our hands out in front of us, palms facing each other. Inhale, take both arms out, up, twist to the right, and bring the arms down on the exhale. Inhale up, twist to the left, exhaling, bringing the arms down. Keep moving and flowing with your own breath. Finish up the cycle you're on. Let's come back through center. Beautiful. Let's take the hands to the knees and we'll do some seated torso circles. So inhale as you come to the side and across the front. Exhale as you go to the other side and scoop along the back. Your hips should rock a bit as you do this. Finish up the circle you're on. And we'll come back to seated. I want you to switch up your legs. And we tend to sit cross-legged the same way every time. So we'll flip-flop that, and then let's reverse our circles. So start going to the opposite side, forward, scoop it back on the exhale. Last one. Bring it back to neutral seated position. From here, let's make our way onto our backs. All right, we'll start with our knees bent, feet flat on the floor, arms at our sides, palms down. So in yoga, we're used to doing bridges where we roll up one at a time. Today, we're going to do the pole dancing version, warm up, tush pushes. So we're going to inhale, lift the hips. You don't necessarily have to roll up one at a time here. We're just going to inhale, lift, exhale, release. Really squeeze the butt today. We'll focus on that. Two more. Let's come back down. Tuck both knees into your chest. Give them a little hug. Maybe rock side to side to loosen up the low back. And then become stationary. From here, we're going to bring our arms behind our necks. Elbows out wide. Extend the right leg long. We're going to do some ab work here. And we want to bring our right elbow to our left knee. Inhale, exhale, switch. So left elbow, right knee. Inhale, come back down, switch legs. Exhale, come back up. So move with your own breath. Slow and controlled. Work in the abs. One more. Make sure you're even. And we can release the arms, release the feet back to the mat. Stick our arms out wide, either in a T if you have space, or bent at 90 degrees at the elbow. For cactus arms, if we're a little space challenged, or we just prefer this position, we'll go into supine flowing twist. Inhale where you're at. Exhale, we'll slowly take the knees to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, knees go left. Keep moving and flowing with your own breath. Try to go slow, taking that whole exhale to bring the knees down to one side. And the whole inhale to bring them back to center. Final round. Come back to center. Release the arms down. Let's make our way onto all fours, either rolling to one side and pressing up, or rock and rolling and coming on through. So here we want to find a nice stacked position, shoulders over wrists, hips over the knees, fingers spread wide, and we're going to start with some tabletop figure eights. So it works if you focus either on your bum or on your head as you're doing these. You want to think about drawing an 8 with whichever body part you decided to focus on. Okay, next time you're up in all fours and come center, let's reverse it. Good. Find that neutral tabletop again. And we will wag the dog. So from our nice neutral tabletop position, inhale here. Exhale, look over the right shoulder to the right hip. Inhale back through center. Exhale, looking over the left shoulder to the left hip. Keep moving and flowing with your own breath. Last round. All right, and then we'll head into cat and cows, right? So here we are, our nice stacked tabletop. Inhale, drop the belly, chest broadens, gaze comes forward. Exhale, press into the mat, really rounding your spine, chin toward chest, looking toward the belly button. Inhale, open it up. So close, look toward the belly button. Keep moving and flowing with your own breath. Two more. Back to neutral. Now we're going to take that cat-cow motion and turn it into some twerking, right? So we're combining our pole and our yoga. Let's take our knees mat width apart, bringing our toes together. You can stay up on your hands or come down on the forearms. And we're going to start kind of with that cat-cow. We're going to arch the spine, curve it the opposite way. Okay? Boom. So from here, you're going to pick one to emphasize, either the popping it up or down. So pick one to emphasize. One will probably work better for you than the other, so try them both. I emphasize when I push my hips down and the booty pops up. Okay, once you get the hang of that, you just want to speed it up and make them smaller. So instead of coming all the way up here and all the way down here, I'm just going to come this far and speed it up. Okay, try that out. It can be tricky at first. And pause. We'll give ourselves a little reset. I'll try it one more time. Twerk, twerk. Good. All right. From here, let's sit back into child's pose. Arms extended long. Bring our knees to their normal hip width distance. All right, from this, we're going to go into a little flow with our child's pose, a kneeling plank kind of position, and some hip dips. So inhale, shift your hips to the right, dip them down and across, come back up on the left, back to child's pose. All right, let's try that some more. 3 more. Not gonna lie, I'm having so much fun, I kind of lost track there. Let's do this one as our last one. And then we're gonna go in the opposite direction. So this time we're gonna take our hips left first, scoop across, come up on the right. 2 more. And back. All right, from here, we are going to go all the way onto our stomach. So let's come forward into a kneeling plank and then lower down, keeping those elbows in nice and close. We are going to work on something on our pull push-ups, okay? They're going to be different than your normal push-up. We want to keep our hands under our shoulders, right? Instead of pushing up, we're going to push back. So we want our booty to come in the air first. We're going to slide our chest across the ground and come up tush first. All right? Let's try that a few more times. I'm going to come back to my kneeling plank, lower it down. Butt comes up, slide it back, coming up tushy first. And you can put your forearms down on the ground to help you get up. Let's try one more. Lower it down. Here we go. Push back, booty first. Nice job. All right, from here, let's bring our torso down into that extended child's pose. We're going to lift the hips, tuck the toes, press up and back for downward facing dog. You really want length in your spine here. The hips to be really high. Pressing into the mat with your hands. Reaching those heels toward the floor. All right, let's look toward the top of the mat. We'll walk our feet up to our hands. Give yourself a little booty shake and rise on up halfway. Take a little breath here and then come all the way up to standing. From here, let's turn and face the long edge of our mat. We're going to step the feet wide, toes angled out toward the corners of the mat. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, we're going to squat. Knees are heading toward those toes. Don't let them dip in. We'll bring our arms down to 90 degrees. Inhale up. Exhale, squat. Two more. All right, we're going to bring our hands down to our thighs. We're going to turn them into pole dancer squats. So same thing with the legs. We're going to squat, but now our hands are going to run down to our knees, and we're going to come back up. Right? Two more. Whew. All right, let's step those feet together. We're going to take them about hip width apart. And we are going to do some hip circles. So you want your knees to loosely bend here, and we're going to circle our hips. You're stirring a pot. You can keep your hands on your hips. Helps you feel your motion, or you can let your arms relax down at your sides. Okay, let's reverse it. And you may find one direction easier to do than the other. That's okay. All right, let's finish that one up. We'll come up to standing. I'm going to take my feet a little wider apart for this next one. You can stay where you are or choose to have a wider base so you're a little more stable. We're going to work on chest circles. So we're going to learn to isolate some of our muscles in the upper half of the body. So we're going to pop the chest forward, curve back. So it's kind of like a cat-cow motion, right? So I'm going to pop out the booty, chest widens, back is curved. Going to bring, I don't quite want to bring my chin to my chest because I still want to see you, right? But I'm going to arch back like I'm doing a cat, so like a seated or standing cat. All right, it looks like we have the hang of that. Let's come back to standing, and we're going to shift side to side. So I want your shoulders to stay nice and level here, and we're just moving through the rib cage from side to side. I know this one can be a little tricky for people. If you need to, check yourself in a mirror or your webcam, shoulders level. We don't want to do this. We already did our side stretches. We want to shift. All right, let's come back to standing. We're going to put those two motions together, the pop it forward and back and the shift, to make complete circles. So pop forward, slide to your right, pop it back, slide to your left, forward, right, back, left, and see if you can round it out and make a more fluid motion. Your arms can hang at your sides. They could come on your hips, whatever you prefer. All right, let's come to stationary and then reverse it. You might have to pop it one at a time, right? So forward, left, back, right, forward, left, back, right, and then see if you can round it out, make it a more fluid motion. Oh, good. All right, let's relax. And we're going to take our feet wide for wide leg forward fold. Your toes can angle out into the corners, or you can keep them perpendicular or anywhere in between. Just find what feels good for your knees and your hips. So inhale, nice and tall, keeping our hands on our hips. Exhale, we're going to fold forward, moving from the hips. That's where we want the motion to come from as much as possible. And then when you get as much from your hips as you can, feel free to round the spine if that feels good. Explore here. Shift your weight a little bit side to side. Maybe rock a little forward and back. All right. Let's hold. Just be stationary in the fold, feeling the stretch along the back of the leg. Then let's shake that booty, because it's fun. All right, from here we're going to head into Skandasana. So what I want you to do is bend your right knee as you walk your hands over to the right. And then we're going to tilt our left toes toward the ceiling. Feel a stretch along this left leg here. And the bottom of your right foot if you're up on your toes like I am. Some people can Skandasana flat-footed, and that's good too. I am not one of those people. All right, take our hands. We're going to walk our hands over to the left, bending the left knee, straightening the right. Right toes toward the ceiling this time. So we just flipped our little Skandasana. Okay, let's walk our hands back over to the right. Flex the foot. Walk it over to the left. Flex that right foot now. Let's do it one more round. So walk it over to the right. It'll be a short hold this time. Walk it over to the left. Let's come up back to the middle to our wide leg forward fold. Let's add a little booty shake if you'd like. Let's bring our hands to the hips. Inhale, come up halfway, nice flat back, parallel to the floor. Inhale, bring the torso all the way up. We'll walk the feet in so they are about hip width apart. Want to find a really nice stable spot here. We're going to do balance pose. Let's relax the arms down. Find a centered, grounded place here. All right, we're going to head into Flamingo. So let's shift all of our weight over to the right. We're going to lift up our left foot, grab our left ankle with our left hand or strap, pulling it toward our left butt cheek, not letting our hips droop. Take that right arm up to the sky. Okay, let's release everything back down with control. Notice how you feel from one side to the other. Let's shift focus. So we'll send our weight over to that left foot now. Right foot comes up. Going to grab onto it, bringing that right foot to our right hip. Bring the left arm up overhead. Let's release everything back down with control. Great work. Now we're going to step up to the top of our mat. Inhale, lift those arms high. Exhale, forward fold. Plant our hands. We're going to step back into a downward facing dog. From here, let's inhale that right leg high. Exhale, round your spine. Step forward with the right foot. You can use your right hand to adjust if you need some assistance. We'll drop our left knee to the mat, untuck the toes. Come on up into our low lunge. Really make sure those hips are trying to stay level, no jumping forward and rounding the spine. We really want to stretch that hip flexor along the front of the left leg. Okay, let's hinge forward. I'm going to shift our weight back. Flex the foot for half splits. So folding into that straightened leg. Okay, keeping our hands planted on the floor, we're going to flow. So inhale, shift into a lunge. Exhale, press back, half split. Two more. All right, come back to our low lunge position. Hands really planted, tuck the toe on that left leg, lift the left knee, sneak that right leg back, downward facing dog. Let's switch sides. We're going to inhale that left leg up high, and then exhale, step it forward as far as you can. You can inch it, help it. We'll drop the knee of the right leg and come up into our low lunge here. So we're feeling a stretch here. We want to make sure our hips don't cheat so that we're not getting the stretch. We want to keep them parallel to that front edge of the mat. From here, let's fold forward, bringing our hands down onto the mat. And shift the weight back, straightening that front leg, flexing the toes toward the ceiling for our half splits. Really feeling that stretch along the back of the left leg here. Okay, let's do a little flow. So we'll bend the knee, shift the weight forward into a lunge. Exhale, shift back, half splits. Inhale forward. Exhale, shift it back. Last one. All right, shift back into our lunge, plant the hands, tuck the toes on that back foot, lift the knee, step it back, downward facing dog. Notice how this one feels compared to some of your earlier ones. Maybe we found a little more ease in our dog here. Two more breaths here. All right, let's look forward. Bend the knees to drop them to the floor. Untuck your toes. We'll slide those hands forward, keeping the hips right over the knees into puppy pose. Try to get your chest to the mat. If you can, I encourage you to try to look forward. If you can't, just rest your forehead on the mat like I am doing. It's a great shoulder opener. From here, let's shift our weight forward. Slide those hips back so we come onto our stomach. Maybe wiggle the hips. Relieve any tension in the low back if there was any caused by the puppy pose. All right, from here we're going to have some fun. We're going to do half frog and floor pumpers. I'm going to slide over a little bit so I stay on my mat, but I'm going to bring my right knee up as to hip height if possible. If not, that's okay. I'm going to flex at the foot. Here's our half frog. We'll hang out here for a little bit before we add the pump to it. All right, for our pump, let's come up on our forearms. Point the left toes toward the ceiling, and you're going to lift your hips up and down. Good job. All right, let's relax that left leg back down. Slide the right leg back. Rest our head on our hands at the top of our mat. Just reset before we do the other side. All right, other side. Let's slide our left knee up and out. Flex at the foot. Hang out here for our half frog. All right, let's press into the mat. Come onto our forearms. Point the right toes toward the ceiling, and we're going to pump. All right, lift the hips, drop them. All right, let's release that hand back. Release that right foot back down to the ground. Extend the left leg back. Forehead rests on the hands. Maybe shake the hips out. All right, let's bring our hands near our ribs. We're going to press up and back into child's pose. Option to take your knees together, help support the low back, or take the knees wider, gives you a little more space to come on through. You can take arms extended if you'd like more shoulder opening. You could rest them under your head as a little pillow, or tuck them back behind. It's your child's pose. Find your happy place. We'll be here for about 8 to 10 breaths. All right, let's press into the mat, bringing our torso upright. If your knees are apart, let's bring them together, and we'll sit to one side, extending those legs long out in front of us. Check in with our Dandasana or staff pose. The legs are active, toes are flexed, pointing toward the ceiling. Let's bring our hands near our hips. Just get a little stretch on the inside of the wrist here. From here, let's fold forward. So again, we want to try to get that motion from the hips as we walk our hands down our legs, reaching for our toes, taking whatever we get. No magic happens when you reach your toes, I promise. There's no leprechaun with a pot of gold or anything. Let's inhale, bringing the torso back up. We're going to bring our hands a little ways behind us on the floor, fingers facing your bum. Inhale, lift the hips. So just if you need to, you want your shoulders to be over your wrists when we get up in this. Toes can point or flex, whichever you prefer. Nice, let's relax it back down. Keep your hands right there. We're going to use that reverse plank again. This time we're going to turn it into crossovers. So inhale, lift the hips. Take your left leg, step over your right. Right leg over the left. All right, let's bring it back down. Great job. From here, we're going to head into butterfly. So you can stay facing the short edge of your mat if you'd like, if that's best for you to view the video, or you can turn and face the long edge of your mat. Nice and close. Sitting up nice and tall, knees opening up, and then let's fold forward over our feet. All right, let's press into our mat, coming back up. We'll bring those knees together. Do a little windshield wiper side to side. The sun is coming to get me, apparently. Decided to come on out. All right, from here we're going to head into some cow face pose. All right, so let's extend both legs long. We'll start by taking our left ankle over to the right hip. This might be all you're going to do. This may be enough for you. Or you can bend that bottom leg, that right leg, bringing your right heel to your left butt cheek. Do what works best for you. For some people, this is way too intense, so then just straighten that bottom leg back out. Other people, this is just hunky-dory. No judgment, whichever one you are. You can take arms of choice. They can just relax. They can come to heart center. You can do cow face arms if you know that one, or reverse prayer. All right, we're going to do a fun trick here. So my left leg is on top. I'm going to turn toward the right, okay? I'm going to walk my hands along the back, coming to the left, and twirl down into my cow face on the other side. Right? Let me show that one more time. So we started here, left leg on top. So I turn to the right, plant my hands down. I'm going to tilt my feet so I can lift my body up. Turn, turn, turn. Optional, shake the booty. Keep turning to the left. Boom. It's a fun transition. All right, at least I think it is. All right, from here, let's straighten out the left leg that's on the bottom. Straighten out the right leg. Bend both knees. Do a little windshield wiper. And then let's take both of our knees over to the right. From here, let's take that left leg, peel it back. So we have a sort of pinwheel position with our legs. Inhale, we're sitting nice and tall. Exhale, we'll twist to the right for deer pose. Getting a little seated twist in here. Let's unwind. We'll stack that left leg back on top of the right. Bring it up and over to the other side so both knees are facing left. We'll peel that right leg back. Inhale nice and tall. Exhale, twist to the left. Let's unwind. Stack both those legs up. Give a little windshield wiper. And then if you are not facing the short edge of your mat, let's turn, face that short edge, and we're going to do cosmic egg today. So give your legs a big old hug, bringing them as close to your chest as you can. You may have to take them wider if that works better for you. We're going to tip back till our tippy toes come off the mat, and then tuck the head down. Your forehead may rest on your knees. It may not. This is our little cosmic egg. All right, let's crack our egg. We're going to tip forward, open up the arms, roll onto your spine on your back. So we did our tush pushes similar to a yoga bridge at the beginning of class. So let's bridge. We're going to inhale, roll up one vertebra at a time, and we're going to hold. I'm going to show you how to get into supported shoulder stand one way, and you can take this or not, up to you. But you're going to bring your elbows underneath you, hands supporting the sacrum, and you can bring your legs up. Split. Play with leg positions here. Maybe bicycle. Make sure your neck is long and you're not feeling constricted. And then let's bring those feet back down to the ground. Release our support and roll on down. From here, let's bring the soles of the feet together, letting the knees fall open for a supine butterfly. Hands could rest on your hips or on the floor. All right, and then head into the Shavasana of your choice. You might stay here in your supine butterfly, or you may choose to extend those legs, letting the feet fall open, arms resting comfortably near your sides. This is the time for your mind and body to integrate all the great work we've done in today's practice. Try to let your body relax. Let the floor support you. Thoughts will wander into your mind, and that is perfectly okay. But let those thoughts pass. And if you're having trouble letting those thoughts pass, bring your focus back to your breathing. invite you to make your next breath a little deeper and let it out with a big sigh. Invite movement to your body, taking whatever movement your body is calling for. And then whenever you're ready, let's bend our knees, bringing our feet flat on the floor. When you're ready, let's roll to one side, taking a few breaths here. And then slowly press your way back up to seated. Let's scoop up all the positive thoughts, vibes, energy created in today's session. Inhale, scoop, 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 scoop. Exhale, bring it into your heart. I wish you a life full of playfulness and fearlessness. Thanks for joining me for today's session.